Today's escapade brings us to Ryan Henge, in the middle of the Nevada desert, just off Highway 93, the Great Basin Highway, and we're going to find the connection between Buffalo Bill's Wild West show, Annie Oakley, and Theodore Roosevelt.
Welcome everyone to Weekend Escapades. Today we have found our way to Ryan Henge, and it is behind me as you see here. It looks a little bit like Stonehenge. We're going to take a better look at it.
A quick note, Weekend Escapades now has merch. Be sure to check our store below and look at all the great items.
Ryan Henge right here, established in 2017. It's a fairly significant structure. And I can see from here already, peeking in the distance, there's an alien up top. Right through there. You can see it on there. As we head down the highway, we're getting closer to the extraterrestrial highway as well.
Now this is a giant celestial calendar built by Ryan Williams. Now he was born in the winter solstice. So this calendar is built around the 21st of the month. And it took him 10 years to complete this. And that's what this map on the ground is all about. So this calendar clocks the 21st day of every month year-round based on the rising and setting of the sun.
Algeria, Libya, Nigeria, Chad, Sudan, Turkey, there's Ukraine, and Russia. Alien friends up top. You want to stop at the desk for brochures because they seem to be out here. And a close-up of an alien friend right there. Seems like when you get out in the desert on these highways closer to Area 51, everything has an alien reference to it. But this structure is significant for sure. They've done a lot of work to put this map, put it on the ground.
Now this Stonehenge has 57 upright megalith columns, more than any other Stonehenge that we know of. Ryan found that he had to make the columns different widths depending on how fast the sun was moving between every month, so each column is a different size.
Well, there appears to be a camel enjoying itself over there, having good times, relaxing, looking at this Stonehenge style structure. What else do we have? A couple of longhorns and some ponies. And we're going to take a look over here. There's supposed to be rail cars.
Some very important rail cars. And we're going to take a look at those in a minute. But we're going to see a Zonkey first. I had no idea what I was looking at, as you'll see coming up.
So look at this donkey / zebra legs. I wonder what that is. We're not supposed to get any closer. But that actually has striped legs and looks like a donkey. That's a beauty. It looks like a zebra actually. Look at the stripes off its back. It's probably a zebra.
No, it's a Zonkey. Kind of embarrassing, but I guess I learned something today. I have never seen a Zonkey.
This looks like a Davenport locomotive. It's in fairly good condition. It's like some kind of a locomotive engine. No tracks under it. It is right on the ground. And an old caboose. 13,920. Again, right on the ground. And that definitely is an old caboose, from what I know about them. Now this brings back a few memories. I remember my grandfather having a truck just like this in California. And my grandfather was in produce. He had produce stands. And And we used to drive this truck and pick up produce, except his had a bed on the back here with a fender right there over these tires, like a fender flare. But I remember specifically these windows. For the life of me, I can't remember what year it is, but my grandfather used to take me in his old beige truck and we'd go pick up produce, tomatoes and strawberries and things in California, and bring them back to his produce stand. And here's those rail cars. There's a lot of information here. Let's get closer and see how people used to travel. So this is the Black Hawk. Colonel William F. Cody, private car, number 92. And it was built in 1903 by Charles Eliot Perkins, the president of the Chicago, Burlington, and Quincy Railroad. And in its heyday, the number 92 served as a personal car of dignitaries including Buffalo Bill Cody, Colonel Theodore Roosevelt, and Annie Oakley. Button-tuft ceilings and etched glass, connection doors. I guess it says they speak of romance and charm known only to the turn of the century Americans. So very interesting, and it says right here on the side of it. Now it actually had a public lavatory, fixtures including unheard of showers, and complete with hot water, water basins, and toilets. The only shower on board was located in the butler's quarters. This also was the home of Buffalo Bill's sleeping quarters, the personal bedroom of Buffalo Bill Cody, including a full-sized canopy, brass bed, and a private toilet. So this was actually the car that was the Buffalo Bills Wild West touring expedition, the old Black Hawk. Now Teddy Roosevelt also had sleeping quarters. Colonel Teddy Roosevelt's sleeping quarters also included a private toilet and a full-size overhead bed. Each room was heated separately using steam heat controls and cooled fans with half-moon shaped vented windows. Very interesting. And Annie Oakley also had sleeping quarters on this one. Had a private desk and a private bathroom as well. And you can see those hopefully right inside there. Really tough to get it with the reflections, but everything is tufted, and you can see the curtains with the gold tassels. There's an amazing dining room right here. This is it. Every one of these have a little area where you can read about them. So each spot that I'm walking by is the room or the dining room or the sleeping quarters. And this is the crew's quarters, right back in through those windows. And the Black Hawk kitchen. And you can see right in there, there's some stainless and stuff in there where the kitchen was in the back. This is a Cascade rail car. Now this is a private car, and it's very well preserved. It was built in 1897. These were located in Las Vegas at one time, downtown Las Vegas, and they ended up bringing those cars here and put them under this cover to preserve them. The Cascade kitchen and the sleeper where people were able to sleep. There's a tiny lavatory and toilets were here, and comfortable seating and overhead bunks for people to sleep in. These are huge rail cars. There's an observation room in there. And the crew's quarters. The Cascade crew's quarters, although small in comparison to the other rooms, included tiny overhead bunks, a table, and a seat. The same expansive fittings, lighting, and fixtures are in this one that were in all of the other cars. Beautiful old rail cars right there. And a tremendous amount of Old West history. Now there's another old rail car there that looks like it's on like mining property, and that's the Heber Valley Railroad. So there's a big, I guess, passenger car back there. Maybe they're going to refurbish that. But all of these rail cars have a frame under them with big tires so they can pull them around, and that's how they got them here. As you can see, even on this one, underneath, it's up on blocks, and then the Cody's and Roosevelt's car in the back, and Annie Oakley's has the tires still under it. So they brought these here by truck. And speaking of trucks, classic fire trucks. One there, and an even older one right over there. Now this right here is an original stamp mill from 1902, rock crusher. We can look right inside. I see some dynamite boxes right now. Hopefully you can see those dynamite boxes and some dynamite barrels. Lots of TNT barrels in there. Try to shade it. There you go. But that stamp mill's in there. So we're going to come back here in spring, well, a little bit further in the spring. And we'll take a look and walk around through there and hopefully get a tour. But on this road trip, stretching our legs, been in the car for a few hours already. There's the old stamp and rock crusher up there. Hopefully you can see it. Really bad reflection through the windows. Wish I could get in there. An old stamp mill. 1902. And it says so right up there. The thrill of the 1902 crusher stamp mill in operation. It says gold all over it. So when this is open, I think they can actually operate it, give you a tour of how those stamp mills actually worked. As we're headed out, there's a little maze here. Life is good. That is true. You can see over here there's an entrance. Silence is golden. I think this might be what she was referring to as the meditation garden. You can see here, Lisa decided to stretch her legs and follow the maze around. As you enter here and work your way through. And when you finish the maze, this is where it ends up. Well, there's that camel standing up, decided to get up and walk around, eat some hay. It's a one-hump camel. That's fairly good size. Well, that's going to do it for this location. We've got to get back on the road.
We hope you enjoyed this adventure as much as we did. You never know what you're going to find when you're headed down the old Great Basin Highway. And until our next adventure, goodbye from Weekend Escapades, and we'll see you in the next one.